you. Now, the scary thing about that spider that I just killed is on my test run. Oh my god. Oh, it is there. Jesus. Yeah, on my test run, that one fell off over there. And this guy here, who seems to have bugged out. Oh god, there he is. See, I thought he was the same guy. He seemed to have like fallen down the pit and then like climbed up the other side. Anyway, killed them. They're not actually that dangerous. They're a little bit annoying, but there are giant fucking spiders here. I don't think they justify why those spiders exist. I really don't. They have with most enemies. Maybe they will later, but you've got these giant like albino spiders that ever since I've kind of learned about the Skelking Guild. What you did? What? What? There you go. By the way, look. Where's the explosion? Even the old games would give you explosions, like when you're on the the snowmobile or something, and but they don't do it. So anyway, we've raised this thing, and we're gonna go along. What was I talking about? Yeah, ever since like I learned about the Skelking Guild Wars lore and about how they're like albino or whatever, and it's possibly because they lived underground. That's those spiders make me think of that now. Anyway, come in here, and we'll get another cutscene.
The lords of Shibalba were said to kill visitors for
Shibalba!
They send them into devious trap rooms.
Sorry. That was the sound of spiders, by the way, if you can hear that on YouTube, because I edited it too quiet. What was that? Was that a jaguar just there? Because I'm pretty sure you don't get jaguar here. Oh my god, I just remembered we have grenades, and I've not been using them at all. Grenades are so weird in this game. It's like they're really useful, but I never just remember to use them. There's lots of little spiders come along with these guys too, by the way. Well, let's use the spear gun, why not? Ow. Can you just die? There we go. Generally, there's going to be... The rest of this... Okay, again, if we were splitting this off into levels... Can you tell I had an idea of the kind of commentary I wanted to go for with this video? If we're going to split this off into like first generation levels, this would be the entrance of the tomb, and it would all be about this puzzle to get deeper in, and that's exactly what this is here. So now we're inside, and we've got to figure out what's going on. I'm actually standing directly on top of the exit, like the way deeper in kind of thing. As you can see, we're still like in Mayan zones here, but this is the same as what we saw in Thailand. There's these people that are built on top of previous, more ancient stuff, and this is kind of their way of doing it. We saw how the people in Thailand did it, sort of. I mean, we kind of just broke our way in there, but this is kind of the same thing, and we're actually stood on top of another door even deeper down. There's a skull there, which is quite fitting, I guess. It's like a big seal that they've placed over the entrance, and they don't want anyone going in. In any case, we've got these guys sitting in their nice little thrones, looking in. You'll notice some of them don't have sticks, and in fact, this guy, thankfully, has got a stick right next to him to let you know that, hey, you can pick that up and put it in. When you put the sticks in, it lowers the people down in their seats. Pretty much everything you can interact with in here is going to be some part of the puzzle. You can see we're locked in. Lara seems to think we're in like one of their sporting chambers or whatever. The mines were messed up, man. If you ever like have got loads of time and you just find yourself reading around on Wiki or whatever, start looking at the kind of crazy stuff they did and how much they just killed people for sport and stuff. It's insane. It really is. It's kind of cool, but I would have hated to live in like their society. Really, it's kind of scary. Anyway, you got loads of stuff. There is another pole somewhere around here, which I'm sure I'll find in a second. There's loads of exits off on. Basically, we're going to be working our way all the way around this room. There's loads of stuff going on in here. As you can see there, there's a thing that we can grapple onto, but we'll do that in a bit. Literally, my ear, man. What's going on? I got some cotton buds the other day and like dug it in, trying to like clear it up, but it didn't work. And it came out with a little bit of blood on it, which was lovely. Sorry, you probably don't want to hear that. Anyway, right, we got 2 pressure plates here as well, which don't seem to be doing anything at the moment. This one's going down a bit. This one's going down a bit, but can't quite see what's going on there. You might figure that out already from the information you've already got the room, but don't worry, we'll figure that out later. You could do that now, I suppose, but it's always worth doing later. I like ending this puzzle with that. Anyway, there's another pole. Where's the other pole supposed to be? We gotta give all these people their little... There it is. Hello. Wait, was that? No, that's not it. Where the hell is the pole? Is that up there? I didn't think it was. Wanna climb up here, Lara? No, it's not up there. What the bloody hell is going on here, then? You snotty little wanker. I don't know. Dare I cut it? I don't want to cut it, because I haven't cut it What's the point in doing a test play if you can't remember what... The level's so long, I knew I'd forget something where something was at some point. I didn't have any problems before though, I just picked it up. Where the fuck... Where did I find that thing? One guy's still missing, because when they've all got their sticks, they like all put them in their lap or whatever. You'll see that there's 4 little like squares in the floor as well. That's important for later too. Maybe I should just very methodically move around the room, being sure not to miss anything. Maybe it was up there? But I don't want to get stuck on a really long kind of platforming section only to find that I don't need to do it because... Oh, there we go, there we go. Okay, up near this big kind of main room door thing. That's not a main room at all, by the way. It just kind of looks like it. Up there, there we go. We got the next stick. Yeah, like everything that you do here, the thing I'd hate to do is go through a long section of platforming that I didn't have to. Anyway, we put those guys in their seats, and this center area is going to raise up. These guys are going to like put their things in their laps, and something's going to happen at the bottom of the thrones. Now, that's uncoupled them. The design in this room is actually really cool. Something I'll have you take note of now, which you'll love later on, is you'll notice that he's not really got... Just look at the texture or shape of the back of that chair. Right, it's kind of flat. Now this one is really kind of rigid, yeah. We can't like climb it or anything. It's nothing to do with that. But just remember that that's rigid because it all has a purpose. It's really cool. Anyway, these guys that have now got them in their laps, you can actually spin around now. And if you make them face away from this central altar thing that's now raised up, it actually raises up the corresponding door. So the essential concept of this room from this point forward is we spin the guys around on their thrones, it will open the door, and inside that room will be an item that we put into this slot, right? So there's 4 of them to do, okay? And then that's the first main kind of chunk of stuff we do. So there's 2 questions to ask yourself once you span around the throne. First, how do we get up into the room? And then it's once you're in the room, how do you complete the puzzle in the room to get the item? So it's very structured, it's very cool. I like it, I certainly do. I think it's kind of cool. This door in particular, I remind myself of Boxy every time I do that. Okay, right. This one in particular, we get to from over here. No, not over there. Over here? I think it might be over here. I think this might be the one. So there's another door here, which we can do later. Yeah, it's over here. So we jump over onto this and begin to work our way across the room. Simple as that. So, what else is there to talk about, I wonder? I wonder very much. I'm in the middle of doing... obviously, last weekend was the beta weekend. I feel so busy on the weekends. It's only because of the beta that just happened. And, like, every other weekend now, obviously, I'm going to be working on the summary thing. But last weekend was the beta. This weekend, I'm doing the summary. I've got a version... You obviously all will have seen it by the time this video comes out. As I speak, though, I've got a version actually uploaded to YouTube, unlisted... that's pretty much the complete thing, except the final thing isn't going to be coming out until like well, how many hours is that? Like 32 hours from now. It's because I want to take my time with actually adding lots of nice fades and adding the music in there because that's not there at the moment. Do you know the thing that I'm really scared about is now that I'm like partnered or whatever, or people put adverts on the channel, I'm really scared that just the smallest little bit of music that will have a little bit of copyright on it is just totally going to like screw me up or something. Really scared of that. Like that's why when we started with Underworld, that video, the first one, I put the trailer on there. I love to LP and put the trailers on because the trailers are kind of, for me, a big part before I start playing a game. It's like what gets me interested in the game or not. And I feel like if a game opens quite poorly, the trailer can redeem it. And in particular, that started with Guild Wars. Like Guild Wars, I feel like might not look as interesting as it actually is at first glance, but by throwing that trailer up there, it kind of lets people know that it is that interesting. So anyway, I'd like to keep doing that with any LPs I do put trailers up. But what they did with the Tomb Raider Underworld trailer is that's an actual like composition, like an opera composition. So I was screwed basically because I put it on there and it just totally started saying, oh no, you do not have the rights to this music, and it was being claimed, and that was genuinely really bad now that like I'm a partner. So I couldn't quite deal with that. By the way, there's a secret in this room if you come up over here. Not a very good secret, I suppose, because you just expect to come this way in the first place, but it's up here. So yeah, I had a few ideas of fixing that. In the end, I fixed it by that trailer you watched. If you've only seen it through my LP, it's sped up, like it's really, really fast. There was a version of the trailer that went up on the channel when I first started, that when I realised there was this copyright claim before I re-uploaded, that wasn't sped up, but yeah, it's super sped up on my version of it. If you want the actual legit thing, where it's like going through the house in super... Why am I going this way again? Where it's going through the house in super slow motion and all that stuff, and it actually gives the impact, obviously, whoever made the trailer wanted you to have, I'd just go look at it on YouTube, because you can't get it. And the other thing I was going to consider doing, well, as I wait for this fire to go, was just literally swapping the audio to like a different, like, royalty-free opera thing or whatever, which I thought would have been quite cool. So you're going to come up here, you'll notice there's lots of flames and stuff going all over the place, turning on and off. You've got to be careful with what flames you jump to, at what poles you jump to, and at what points, because you will die if you're not careful, but this is generally the way you want to go. Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to do, but in the end I ended up just speeding it up. Come over here, and we've got our first thing, the red one. I like how the red one is like the fire one as well, it's kind of cool. Anyway, we get some kind of eerie music. Again, there's still light coming down, and it's like, yeah, Lara, you could have just ridden a helicopter. Never forget that. I'm never going to let her forget it. Those are constantly on, so this time we need to come up here to get back. And up here. And along there. So yeah, what was I talking about? I didn't start off with the Tomb Raider Underworld thing, did I? Oh yeah, I'm just really scared about like copyrighted stuff going up. So I've got some videos like the Guild Wars stuff and the finale, the finales. I feel that's kind of pretentious calling them that, but the ends of the Guild Wars things that I did, they've got actual in-game Guild Wars soundtrack stuff on them, right? And that concerns me a little bit. I've actually got like a hard copy of them on my computer, because I don't want them eventually ArenaNet being like, okay, Jeremy Soule, look, he's now copyrighted all of his music, anything that's detected on YouTube that's got that is now going to suddenly get claims put against it, and for that I'd have to pull down all of like those final videos and all those comments and stats and stuff that they'd accrued, that would just all be gone. That would suck so bad. So yeah, I'm really scared of that these days, and I'm scared of that with the lore summary thing as well, because I'm using actual in-game Guild Wars 1 music. But the thing is, the entire Let's Play has Guild Wars 1 music on it. And now you'll notice, by the way, we can't move these things anymore, but we can, I mean left or right, but we can push them in. So that's kind of this section complete. There you go. So now that we've put that in, it's now pushed in to whatever's going to be happening here, which is really cool. And you'll notice like the ridges, again, by the way, are now like near the middle. So bear that in mind. Now we just got to go get another one. What one do you want to do? Should we just work our way around? Should we go for yellow now? Doesn't really matter to me. Let's go for yellow. Turn this guy around. Open that door. Oh, I think this was the pain in the arse door, if I remember rightly. Oh, the pain in the arse door. Thanks very much. There we go. So yeah, anyway, I'm doing the lore summary thing, and like I want the splash screens at the end to have that Amnoon Oasis music on. It's called like the Crystal Oasis. That's the actual track, because I love that music, but I'm scared that it's gonna have claims against it. So anyway, that's just something that's going on with me. That literally right now I've got the next summary thing out. I still, it's very story like. Actually, if you guys are watching this and you're, you know, a Guild Wars person, actually I was talking to someone recently. This is a weird jump, by the way. I like this jump. You have to jump across on the right there instead of curling around the corner like that, which you might not expect, because she'll just do that. You got to just time it right. It's cool. I like these kinds of jumps. It's interesting. Yeah, I was actually talking to someone. Turns out that like I mentioned last time I was filming some Underworld stuff, one of the LPers I used to watch who did like Underworld, not Underworld, who did Anniversary and Tomb Raider 1 at the same time, and apparently someone watching these things has actually watched that guy doing that LP as well, which is really weird to me to think of that. But so obviously there are probably some of you out there watching this that aren't actually into Guild Wars, but I'm assuming most of you are into Guild Wars. So for those of you who are, let me know here what you thought about like the style of this latest summary thing, because you'll notice it's a lot more story like driven, I suppose. It's a lot less fact, and a lot more, okay, here's the story of the game, and I'm wondering how that will actually pay off, whether people will like that or it will alienate them, because there's this thing about doing it more about the story and sort of using emotive language and stuff, because that reduces its, how should I say, authenticity as a canon piece about the Guild Wars universe. So for example, if I say something like oh, Rurik was super upset. Look at that. That's kind of cool. I didn't know she'd swing like that. Are you alright, Lara? You're supposed to be... I thought you could just make it. Oh, wow. That was really weird. Did you see how she kind of hurt her hands there? That was really weird. Right, yeah, so it's like if I say, oh, Rourke was desperate to kill Dagnar before he died, right? It's like, that's not necessarily true. It was never said in the game's lore or universe that he was desperate. It was just like a player's, my interpretation of it. So, if it's supposed to be this piece that teaches Guild Wars 2 players about the first game, you need to try and have that aspect to your video, right? You need to be able to say, right, you're not going to see anything here that's disputable, which obviously becomes a big problem if you're not careful. So, I mean, what did you guys think? Because it was this question I've been asking myself with this whole series. I wanted to tell a story, and I wanted it to, you know, people to feel upset when Rurik died, and I wanted people to feel... Shit, Lara? Whoa. And I wanted people to feel a bit moved by the story, as I think that they should have been with Guild Wars. Guild Wars has never been good at telling the story, but it's got a good one, and I feel like if I can do something to help tell that story in a better way than the games themselves do, then that'd be really cool. But at the same time, you can't push it too far, because, you know, some people are just looking for facts. It loses its appeal if you know, you start clouding all these supposed facts you're given, but they're not really facts anymore because you're just using too much emotive language. So it's this thing I've been contesting with, and it's been a big pain to write that video there. I mean, the first one I did about the world was really simple, because that was just like, right, well, I can just explain what's where, and that's simple. That's just facts, and there's nothing that's supposed to be compelling about it in the first place. So that's fine. But with that one, the second one that you guys will have now seen, it's a question I've been having for a long time, and it's really hard to know. As soon as that, I'm sure that people actually like what I did with it. Like, this will either go two ways. People will like what will like this week's episode, what I'll be putting up tomorrow on Sunday, more than they like the first, and does really well, or it will just do a bit meh, and it will probably just do a bit meh, really, in comparison to the first one. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, and because it's just going to do a bit meh, I won't know whether I should change my style or not, and it's just going to be a big pain in the arse. So let me know what you think, really, because I want to know. Yeah, every time you come back into this room, by the way, more spiders and shit will come, so be careful of that. Luckily, though, you have lots of adrenaline. The spear gun's actually not bad if you get a bit close up to those spiders. They can take a lot of shooting otherwise. It's not great against fighting the little spiders, but whatever. Again, did I say this earlier? I mostly just ignore these things, especially if you've already got a lot of the thrones turned around. I think you can just turn them all around first if you want, and then you're pretty much golden. Let's place this in first, shall we? Ow, get away, Daryl. I think Daryl was what I called it on the unaired special version of Underworld in Croft Manor that I never ended up putting up because of the commentary, because I deleted it all. That when the spider jumped on me, I think I called it Daryl, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, what was I talking about? Something to do with the summary series, which I'm sure we're all sick of at this point. But yeah, so there's that going on. That's what's going on today and Sunday. Learning to drive. Any new news about that? Any news at all? Not really. I did a 3-point turn this week, which was kind of cool. She didn't really waste my time so much anymore. At the start she did a bit, talking about like totally unrelated stuff, but then I drove for like an hour and a half just non-stop, which was good. Well, there were little stops, but that was good, so I feel like I made a lot of progress today. I didn't do too bad. I'm more used to changing gears and stuff. It's all going very well. Why am I just running around like a fool? Which door did I open? That one over there. No. This one over here. Wait, have I already got 3? I've already got 3! Wow. No, I've got 2. Alright, okay. Wait, so did I just... I haven't opened any door. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let's do this one. This is the most simple door to open, so we'll come around here. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. And I'm deaf. So, there you go. There's news from me. Come up here. Open the door. I didn't know you could cut that cutscene, which is cool. This room actually was darker for me first time I played. I don't know why. Maybe because the sun was shining through. This is pretty simple to get through, actually. You just run through this, and it's like, oh, okay, that's a pretty simple puzzle. Very nice. Easy. This room's fine. Well, now you've got to get back. And now it's like, okay. Well, there's some spiders coming. I love this bit. I actually think it's really cool what they do here. This spider gets really close before dying. I actually wonder if there's a way for him to make it. So yeah, they die. It makes you realise, oh shit, how am I supposed to get back? There's that thing up there. Grapple it. This is what I mean when I quite like about like the physics of the grapple, because it can be close around and stuff in this game, and it doesn't make a big problem. Leave the blockers in the middle as you possibly can. It's very glitchy and buggy here, so be very careful. Now, what you want to do though, if you want a cool secret, as I said, I was going to point out the cool secrets. Wall jump. Okay, that kind of worked. I don't know why that worked. Wall jump, you can come up and get the secret here above the door. You'll notice there's a secret in all of these rooms above the door. Now, to survive that, I don't know... Oh, I made it! Oh, amazing! Oh, I could